All right, guys, so you remember when I went and had the direct connection kits installed on my car, the pre-stage and the stage 1? And long story short, it took my jailbreak Hellcat from 717 to 757, right? The pre-stage took it from 717 to 722, and then the stage 1 took it from 722 to 747, and then finally 757 with the final stage 1 tune. Well, I lied to you, and Dodge lied to me. They severely underrated those kits. We took the Hellcat to the dyno. Basically, I'm driving a Hellcat Redeye at this point. 789 horsepower to the crank and 702 to the wheel. I'm driving a Redeye right now because of those two kits. Those two kits were absolutely worth it, guys. Trust me when I say they're worth it. Let's talk about it. What's up, guys? It's your boy Knockout 360 here with another video, man. So as you can tell, I'm in a car that makes its car vlog. You know how it's going down. I come around, let's get into it. Car content, car shows, car reviews, car meets, anything and everything car related happens on this channel. So if you're into that, make sure that you stick around. For everyone else, hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so that you know what's coming out and when it's coming out. So boom, you guys remember, first off, I just left the gym, so that's why I'm all sweaty. So forgive me for that. But you guys remember when I got the direct connection kits installed on my car. Prior to that, my car was bone stock. I hadn't done a damn thing to it. I haven't even put any wheels on it. Like, it was bone stock. I put 10 on it. That's all I did to my car. Put 10 on it and side markers. That's all I literally did to that car. But prior to that, it was stock. I did the pre-stage and the stage 1. Now, for all of you who are curious about what's in the pre-stage and the stage 1, the pre-stage has the direct connection kit tuner. It's got the touchscreen right here in front of me, 180-degree thermostat, and it comes with the high performance air filter, which is basically a K&N air filter. And that's going to take it from 717 to 722. And then of course, stage 1 is the stage kit above that, which will take it to 757, because that's going to give you another tune. And then it's going to give you a 3.17 inch elephant pulley. And it's going to unlock it with the tune and all that good stuff. So it's going to take it from 747 to 757, right? So we're thinking that, you know, that's all that Dodge has put in these cars, right? Let me show you the engine, because I know a lot of you guys are asking. I'm sure a lot of you guys don't believe me. You think that I've done some extra work to my car. I haven't. Here it is. All right. I got a cold air intake from Leg Maker. New pulley. That's the elephant pulley. What else? 180-degree thermostat. I can't tell exactly where that's at, but it's in here somewhere. 180-degree thermostat. And then of course I've got the tunes, right? Leg Maker intake. They say that the Leg Maker is supposed to give you 5 to 15 more horsepower. Maybe that's true, I don't know. But that's my engine, right? Nothing crazy under there. Standard run-of-the-mill Hellcat engine, right? Let me get back in here. All right, so that's what my engine looks like. So I just wanted you to see it because I didn't want you to think that I had anything extra. Wait till the light goes off.
A few moments later.
You guys to think I had anything extra under the hood of my car. Only thing I have outside of the kits is the Leg Maker, which, like I said, may give you, they state 5 to 15. I don't believe that. I would think maybe like 5 to 8 or whatever. But long story short, I've been telling everybody that the kits have been giving us 757, right? For the standard 2022 and 2013 Hellcat jailbreaks, right? 717 to 757. They underrated the shit out of these kits. Dodge, that is. They underrated these kits like crazy. So shout out to Palmer Dodge. You need to go to Palmer Dodge. I'll put the link and everything in the description. Talk to my man Kyler or my man Ryan. You've seen those guys numerous times in my videos down in Alpharetta, Georgia. You already know who they are. They're already acquainted with the channel, and you guys are acquainted with them. They will hook you up, because initially we thought that that was all that these cars were putting down. But apparently, because of carbon emissions testing, regulation, all that stuff, they have to, and by they, I'm talking about Dodge, they have to underrate these kits. So long story short, it went to 757. That's what Dodge tells us on the box. We took it to the dyno, and by we, I'm not actually talking about my Hellcat, but Ryan's Hellcat, which is the exact same spec as mine. And I literally mean the exact same. He's got the Leg Maker, he's got the pre-stage, stage 1, and he's got literally Belgian rims on his car. He's got the exact same setup. I'll put the video right now, and I'll put the dyno numbers right now. All right, guys, future Dante here. So just to give you some backstory on the Hellcat, it wasn't my personal Hellcat. It was my man Ryan's. You've seen him in numerous videos. He works at Palmer. Him and Kyler, they're running stuff down there at Palmer. So he's got a 2022 Dodge Charger Hellcat. Exact same as mine, 717 horsepower. Mine is 717. Exact configuration, exact suspension. Literally got the same rims, just different styles from Belgium. You know, damn near the same car. His was completely stock before you put the kit on there. Mine was completely stock before I put the kit on there. According to Dodge, it says that we're getting 757. They underrated that severely. We're actually getting 786, to be quite honest with you. Right now, that's on paper. Now to the wheels, let's look at the dyno sheet. All right, so boom. Yeah, we're tapped into the dyno sheet at this point. Direct connection. You can look at the conditions, 85 degrees outside, 20% humidity, so it was relatively warm. Mind you, this is in Georgia. Max power, 702.95. Max torque, 648.93. You can look at the highest point right here on this line chart for the horsepower right there at 702. And then for the max torque, 648. You know what I'm saying? And then, I mean, if you want to compare, we can always compare. When you look at a Redeye, now this is on Hellcat.org. This is a Demon and a Redeye. I don't know how accurate these numbers are, but they sound pretty accurate. 715-ish to the wheel, 713-ish to the wheel when it comes to a Redeye, and then a Demon is 722. I don't actually believe that at all. I don't believe that a Demon is 722. I think it's significantly more, but I could be mistaken. But 715, 713 to the wheel when it comes to a Redeye, and now my Hellcat is putting down 702 to the wheel. So we're talking 10 horsepower, which if you ask me is negligent. I mean, that's the difference between a 180-pound person and a 280-pound person right there, basically, when it comes to that horsepower difference, which is negligent. You know, what you got in the trunk of your car? You got groceries, you got speakers, you got big, heavy rims. If you got big, heavy rims on that Redeye, your Redeye and my Hellcat are the exact same. So, and that's the direct connection kit, guys. That's the pre-stage and stage one. Now, Dodge states, and we can go ahead and, no, actually, I want to bring something else up. So, max torque, 648, 702, max power, that's after the direct connection kit. A standard Hellcat, dyno numbers, let's click on this Hellcat.org again. Most Hellcats are right around 620, 640 horsepower to the wheels, 15% drivetrain loss, 740 to the engine. Dodge figures 717 horsepower on the engine dyno. So that's how they get that 717 number. But realistically, between 640, I would say 640. I think 620 is kind of low. So with that kit to the wheels, what's that? 600. That's 62 horsepower. So 62 horsepower, 60 plus horsepower, you can say, to the wheels is what you'll get from the pre-stage and the pre-stage and the stage one kit. And then, yeah, and that's for the 717. Yeah, that's low. They're talking about 563. That's crazy. Don't disrespect the Hellcats like that. But yeah, guys, I mean, getting away from that, and that's for the pre-stage and the stage one, you know, and we talked about what comes in those kits. So long story short, those kits are legit. To my understanding, Dodge had to underrate those kits for carbon emission purposes. You know, they couldn't say that, you know, all Hellcats are going to be getting Redeye numbers from the pre-stage and the stage one because of carbon emissions testing and all that shit. So they had to underrate them, which is why my car says 757, when in actuality, we're looking at about 786 to the crank and 702 to the wheels. So we're putting down, you know, 700 plus horsepower to the wheel, 789 to the crank. I'm sorry, 702 wheel horsepower, 789 to the crank. So significantly better than the 757 that Dodge advertised. So at this point right now, I'm basically driving a Redeye. You know, 10 horsepower difference between a Redeye and my Hellcat. Like I said, that's the difference between big rims or having a fat person sitting in the passenger seat or something like that, or having a car full of kids and whatever, your homeboys or whatever. Because somewhere in Charlotte, there's 5 people in a Charger right now riding around for no reason. But, you know, that's just the difference of weight at that point. 10 horsepower is negligent. So, long story short, these direct connection kits are basically turning Hellcats into Hellcat Redeyes. So, all in all, if you were to ask me, is this direct connection kit worth it? Hell yes. All right, it's factory warranty by Dodge. It's installed by Dodge if you decide to have it installed at the dealership. And it's one of those things, like, it's not going to void your current warranty. It's not going to mess up any of the you know, components in the car, because it was built by Dodge for Dodge muscle cars. So it's 100% worth it, you know, because at that point, what are we talking about? 60 plus horsepower is what we gain, 60, 70 plus horsepower. And at this point to the wheel, we're definitely putting 700 plus, basically red-eye numbers. I highly think it's worth it. I highly suggest this kit. Like I said, talk to Palmer Dodge down in Alpharetta, Georgia. Talk to Ryan and Kyler. Those are the two guys that's pretty much running that whole direct connection kit system. You know what I'm saying? So definitely hit those guys up. Let's get back to the video. 702 wheel horsepower, 789 to the crank, right? So instead of 757 to the crank, it's 789 to the crank, which is much better than the advertised 757. Now, my Hellcat still says 757. I guess Dodge didn't want to, like I said, stir up any issues with carbon emissions testing, the people out there or whatever. And they didn't want to get our hopes up because, you know, depending on the circumstances, I would imagine, you know, rims, tires, all sorts of factors go into dyno testing. You guys know that like I know that, so let's not act, you know, brand new. But, you know, all sorts of factors go into dyno testing. So it may hit 789 now, could do 790 plus, or it could do 760. Like, anything's possible. Right now, you guys know the temperatures or the vibes in the South right now. They're down in Georgia. I'm in North Carolina. I'm a skip and a hop from them. So normally our temperatures are right about the same. Like right now, it's about 75 degrees. So I think it's been a high of 80, 85 recently, low of maybe 60s, you know, 65, 60, 62, something like that. So nothing too crazy as far as the weather is concerned. Sometimes it can be on the extreme high. It varies. You know what I'm saying? There's a degree of variation between the highest and the lowest number, obviously. But, I mean, on the high end, we're driving stock red eyes. On the low end, a little less than stock red eyes, you know? But ultimately, guys, I'm happy. I'm very satisfied with the kits. Obviously, we're not going to stop there. I'm not going to stop there. I've got much more planned. Actually, pretty soon, I've got some stuff coming. Long story short, we're going to be putting down more power here within the next probably 2 weeks. But I did want to give you guys an update, give you guys some sort of conclusive numbers, definitive numbers as it pertains to the kits. Because a lot of you guys have been asking me, is it even worth it, right? Is it worth it to go out and get the kits? And I'm going to be honest with you, because number one, it's being installed by Dodge professionals. It's coming from Dodge. It's their parts. And number three, it's warranted backed by Dodge. I think it's worth it. And the fact that it's taken a 717 Hellcat to red-eye numbers, yeah, it's worth it. It's really worth it. So that's what I'm thinking there. So if you're interested in the kits, I highly suggest it. I still have it on my car. I don't plan on getting rid of it anytime soon, unless I just go crazy with the build. But as of right now, I'm content with the kit, you know. I'm certainly content. But yeah, guys, that's it. I just want to update you on that. Tell me what you think, how you feel about it. Check my numbers. Obviously, I know you guys are mathematicians out there, so I know you're going to be going through the numbers with a fine-tooth comb. But let me know how you feel about it. I mean, basically, I'm in a stock red-eye at this point for $10,000 less than buying an actual red-eye. So tell me how you feel. As always, it's been your boy Knockout. See you in the next one. Peace.